Okay guys, Social Traffic Commando 1.2, we've made some updates, and it's quite significant updates as far as I'm concerned for this particular tool. It's a very good tool anyway, but we just made it even better. So I'm just going to open up all these tabs and we'll just cover all of this again. I'll just make this like an overview video. Most of you should be familiar with what's happening with it at the moment, if you've already got it, how to use it, etc. But when we approach during the launch, I still don't have a proper date yet for doing an official launch for Social Traffic Commando. We will have a dedicated membership site for it, and when we got the dedicated membership site for it, anyone who has purchased up to the point where I actually close the offer before launch, then we're going to grandfather you in to the OTO2 section of that membership site. There will be an OTO1 and OTO2, so you will get grandfathered in for showing some faith in buying this particular product before it was an official launch. Okay, so let's have a look at the differences that we got in version 1.2, and you can see in here we've got some extra sites. Okay, now version 1.1 we added Pinterest and friend feed. We already had these delicious Digo, etc. We've also added WordPress, and this one's particularly very interesting. Let me go through that in just a second. We've now got Google Plus, which is major plus for us, and we now got Facebook in here as well. And for those wondering what Scribed is for, I'll cover that in just a minute as well. Okay, now Pinterest and friend feed, these are new additions that we put in here. Pinterest is one that we really did need to include in here. You can get a lot of traffic from there. Friend feed is something that was requested by someone in the Facebook group, I believe, and so we've added that, but you can see I don't have any accounts in here right now. The social account creator will take into account these additional sites, and we will build those into the social account creator as well, but it's not done as yet. Okay, but Pinterest, you can buy a lot of accounts on Fiverr anyway for now. We can export all of the links and move them between sites. We can import into other sites as well. Okay, as we come down now, WordPress, it's very interesting, this one, because I wasn't aware of it. It was actually my programmer told me and that he'd added WordPress, and I said, why? You know, this is supposed to be a resharing tool, and he informed me that yeah, you can reblog and you can like WordPress blogs. I wasn't aware of that, so that's a really good addition. I don't think anybody else has got that, and there's one that I was really not aware of. Okay, Tumblr, as we know, can get a lot of traffic, and you can see again that we can add multiple accounts in each site as well. Now Google Plus, this is a major one. This is the big one. It's even bigger than Facebook as far as I'm concerned. The reason is, if we get a lot of Google Plus ones, then you know, it does help with ranking. You can see studies done by Moz and Search Engine Land, etc. The effect of Google Plus ones on rankings. Okay, I think what they're really saying there is that if you get enough plus ones and people are resharing it, and when you get Google Plus shares, it makes a difference. We will try to build in some Google Plus shares in this as well, but at the moment it's doing plus ones, and Facebook is doing likes. Okay, we will try to build in some Facebook shares as well. So we're not finished with the tool completely, but with version 1.2 you can see the difference that from the original 1.0. We keep improving it, we keep making it better, and it's just getting better and better all the time. Okay, but I know with having a launch for this product coming up, there's specific things that I want to get done, so you can expect even more improvements, even more additional features, and we will just keep making it better. Now with the Google Plus, because we need to be using proxies with this, we really do need to be using proxies now. What I would say is that, you know, you can probably get away with about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 Google Plus accounts for each proxy. But if you've got 10 proxies, that's going to give you 40, 50, 60 Google Plus accounts, and it's more than enough, because it's going to post the first one as a post, and the rest come along and you reshare it. Okay, and that's major. It's really major. If you look back at the webinars, the demonstrations, and the case studies when we were looking at people like Real SEO and Jeff Bullis, etc., you will notice they were not getting major amounts of reshares, but it was helping them rank very fast. Okay, it's the same situation here. Even if you've got 40 Google Plus accounts in here, and you've got, you know, 23 Google Plus ones every time. That's pretty good. I mean, it's for what most of us are targeting, unless it's really competitive keywords. I think, you know, 40, 50, 60 Google Plus accounts is more than enough. Okay, and don't forget it's randomizing. There's randomization for the amount of reshares and for the accounts that do the reshares every single time. Okay, now Scribed. What we can do with that, what's going to happen with that is it's going to take the original WordPress blog post and post it over to Scribed. And once the post queue has been finished, don't forget this is all done on a drip feed as well. Yeah, when the post queue has finished for that particular post, after all the drip feed has been done, the software, the tool, will create another PDF document with all the links from all those reshares, etc., and it will put it into a PDF and post it over to Scribed. Okay, that will help a little bit as well for the SEO. How much, I'm not sure, but we do know that the links inside the PDFs in those sites do get counted, so it will just help us to get all of those links indexed, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's go over to the next part, the API configuration. We want to put in some configuration here for best spinner, spin rewriter, etc. Better remove those out of the way. And for the other sites, just ignore the API key thing there, because when we're adding accounts in here, all we have to do is click add new, put in your username, your email, your password, etc. for here. When you click that verify button, the software is actually in the background going into that account and pulling in the secret API key. It's doing all that work for you. Okay, so don't use that one with the API key for the actual sites in here. Use it for things like best spinner or spin rewriter or things like that, but not for the actual accounts themselves. Okay, otherwise it would take far too long to add them anyway. Okay, so that's the API. You can import accounts, but you can only import for 3 sites, and those 3 sites are Deagle, LiveJournal, and there was one more, and I think actually I've got it in the download area. It slipped my mind. It's Deagle, and I honestly can't remember the third one. Anyway, not important. It's inside the download area. There's only 3 sites that you can import in bulk accounts, but we are working on the social account creator to come in here, log into WordPress, add these accounts one by one, wait until it's verified, then add the next one, etc., etc. And they've been working on that actually for a couple of weeks. There's been some difficulties, but we keep persevering with it, and I'm sure we'll get there in the end. Maybe it will take another week or 2 before that happens, but in the meantime, just add them one by one like that. I've got a virtual assistant who does that for me, and it's just much simpler that way, and I get these accounts added every single day. Okay, in the proxy settings, you can just add your proxies in here. It's very simple to use. Just put your proxies in here, 1 per line. Usually the proxy company will give you the format that you just copy and paste in here, and you tick this box for using proxies when posting, click on save, and they will appear up here. Okay, now the proxies I'm using are from authorized IP, so it doesn't need a username and a password. They don't provide a username and a password, but they are safer proxies. But you can get away with less costly proxies with this particular tool. Maybe something like from buyproxies.org or shareproxies.com or whatever they're called. I've got some of those links for proxy companies inside the download area. Okay, now the auto follow here, what we can do here is we need to get a Twitter API key and the API secret for each account that you want to use, and you can click here to go and get it. And once you've added that, okay, what we can do then is, sorry, just excuse me a second. Once we've added that, what we can do then is we can put in a keyword in here. We can put in something like video marketing, and I can click search and add new tweeters. What that means is, and the way I would use this is to use it for a main account. If you want to have a main account that is doing the posting, don't forget there's only 1 account that's doing posting. I might increase that to 3 later on, but as an additional option, because if you start adding a lot more accounts, and it might become more useful that way. But I would keep this to the main account to add more new people. Otherwise, or until we can find an easier way to be able to get these API keys in here, maybe something similar to what we've done here, and it will allow all of those accounts, even though they're really false accounts, we will allow these accounts to be able to follow people as well. That's going to have to come up in version 1.4 or 1.5. It's going to be a massive job to do that, but it will make it a much better and more effective tool. At the moment though, what I would do is keep it to the main accounts, but I don't actually use this too much because I don't really want on my main Twitter account to have a bunch of people to follow a whole bunch of people, and what will happen then is they will start following you back, and it makes those accounts look real. So we've got a little bit of work extra to do with this one for the auto follow, but bear with us and we will just keep improving it. Hopefully before launch I can have something done for that, and when I'm talking about launch, probably we're talking about 1 month from now, and right now is the 12th of March. Okay, in the post queue, as we know before, you can see the status here, and you will get the URLs from where the Delicious post is, where the Stumble post is. You can see what's happened there, whether it's a bookmark, or whether it's a post, whether it's some reshares that's been happening, etc., etc. It will tell you exactly what is being done there. Just wait for this to change the page. And you can see down here we've had some reblogs on Tumblr, etc., etc. So basically it is essentially a resharing tool, but we got some bookmarks in here as well. Okay, in the account section here, this is where you've got all of your accounts, all the accounts that you've added in here will show up, and you can go through it and you can choose the account that you want to make an authority. Okay, the one you're making authority is the one that's going to make the initial post. So on Deagle, for example, on Tumblr, for example, it's going to make a blog post. The rest of these Tumblr accounts will come along and reblog, but there will always be in randomization. Okay, so you can choose one main account for each, and that one is the one that's going to be posting. The rest are going to be building the authority for it by doing the resharing. Okay, so that's the big updates that we've had on version 1.2. As I mentioned before, once we get to version 1.4, 1.5, we will improve the auto follow, and we will improve some other bits and pieces as well. And if anybody's got any other suggestions how we can make it better, then I do want to hear from you. Let us know within the Facebook group, or send me an email or something like that, and we will take it from there. If it's a really good idea and we can get it done, it will be added. Okay, so don't be afraid to suggest something. Nothing's too stupid to suggest. Just this is a tool that we all going to benefit from. Right now it's very good, but I want to make this even better, so don't be afraid to make suggestions. Anyway, that's Social Traffic Commando 1.2. Enjoy, and those who haven't got it, it's still going to be open for maybe another few days, another couple of weeks, but I'm definitely going to take it off the market before we go into launch. Okay, we've already sold a few hundred copies. When we go into launch, I expect that we're going to sell between 1,500 and 2,000 copies. The price will be completely different then, because I'm going to break this down into a sales funnel with variations and different offers, etc. If you buy this before we get into launch, then you're going to get grandfathered in to the full sales funnel. So there will be a OTO1 and an OTO2. You will get funnel grandfathered into the OTO2 part of the funnel, and when we build that membership site, which is actually there right now, just got to add the training, etc., then you will be able to enjoy the updates, the upsells, and the additional features and the additional tools that we'll be using throughout that sales funnel in the launch. Okay, so for $47, it's still great value right now, but by the time people get to this version with the unlimited personal accounts, etc., it's going to cost a lot more than $47, even just for this front end tool, for the unlimited version. So you've got a good deal if you got in early, and if you haven't got in yet, please do so, because it's such a good tool. It's a very good tool. It's very sophisticated, and it replicates the authority of a real campaign from the real authority figures within any niche. Okay, so that's it, guys, and I'll see you in the Facebook group, or